Hello everybody, how are you today? I'm Kazarus and this is Endless RPG, the new version, Untold Tales. This have new graphics, new rules, everything is new in this one. This is a little alpha that I have for you all. It will be available on the doobly-doo on the posted first comment. And so, I would like to show you a little tutorial on how you can play this alpha. So, first things first, to create a new character. You have a party here, okay? You can edit each and every one character that you have, and here you create one. There is some races to choose from, the classics, from Elven to Dwarven, Sylvan, Human, Orc, Dark Elven, Goblin, and yes, you have a lot of customizations that you can do here. Some random things. Each and every one have a ratio trait. Let me add you that this is not the final version of this screen. This is will only available on alpha. Okay? So, whenever you create a new character, can come with new traits. All right. Sometimes it comes, sometimes it does not. So now this character have the ratio trait and the personal traits. Okay, it can come up to 2 ratio traits. Get one that have different one. Reckless and wide adept for this one. But let's get something like just heavy. Uh, there are the appearance things that you can meddle here and choose what you want. Okay, let's get a random. Okay, this is good. One thing that you can do is when you choose something that you like, for example, say, oh, I like the back one. Right click, left, advance, and right goes back. So left click and right click, it goes back. Okay. Custom. If you click here, you can add things to the character and as equipments. All right. You click here and you can choose from a number of equipments from closest, right? This doesn't add anything, just appearance, and that's all. And this armor are the things that you can use on combat. So let's get some cloak here, and it will add guard, that is the defense of this character. This is the leather cloak, it add guard 6, tunic add guard 4, so on and so forth. There is some advanced armors here. This is light only give you guard. The heavy gives you armor. One is a life bar, like when you have 5 guard, the enemy you have to hit you and reduce this guard until it affects your health. So with armor, all the income damage will be reduced by this armor. Armor 2 means that you have 20% incoming damage reduction, and then it will affect your health. The colors here means that this is a tier 1 type of armor or gear or equipment. Yellow tier 2, cyan or light blue, it tier 3 kind of equipment. You can choose whatever you want. This is just an arena. It's here for everyone to use and to test. And this is the weapons, the clubs, spears, daggers, swords. Let's make a classic, shall we? Let's get a hatchet or an axe, any kind of axe. There is a difference on all these equipments. A hatchet like this, I can throw, but it doesn't do a lot of damage, 0 to 4. And this is a Lumberjack X. Have the damage 0 to 6, but can't be thrown. This one is two-handed, have a lot of damage, but you can't use enough hand gear with it. So for example, if I get a dagger here, it will automatically remove my other weapon. So let's do a classic here, the axe and shield. Shield gives me more guard, and that's it. I have Alan here in the pre-existing party that I already had. So yeah, one more thing before I forget. This is where you get your equipment. Hand out is the alternative weapon that you can use and change. It will not change your weapon here. You can choose nothing. Another thing, if you right click it, you can edit some things for your weapon or equipment. Kind of a developer mode. You can use it to bump up your weapon. But for example, this character here have a weapon that is already with vampiric health, because I give it vampiric here. So let's get some combat here, actual combat. Here is the screen that you can choose the setting of where you will fight. There is some biome here, desert dungeon, some kind of forests, right? Night and day, and some weather conditions. I will demonstrate it on the grass day and no weather, but of course there is a random option here. On the right side, I will choose against whom my party will fight. So the easy thing here will tell you that this combat will be quite easy to face and get around it. There is regular, it will be quite a challenge, but not so much, but hard. You can expect some heavy hitters and a long combat to face if your party survive at all. So let's get an easy combat here. Tongue guard seems appropriate, and let's go. So this is the combat, and they are already pelting me with arrows. So basic things first, you can zoom in, zoom out with the mouse wheel. You can middle mouse click and pan the screen, or with WASD to move. You can click here to move. This character is a Sylvan. Look at the ears. And she have a special ability that makes me dash with no cost at all. If I dash, I usually cannot attack. I say usually because some attacks, like these blue ones here, demonstrate that I can do a swift attack. So this character is quite a special because she's already high level. Not so much, but kind of. I can go here. This thing here, probably you can see that some things interrupt my line of sight. So if I move here, I cannot hit this character, for example. More on that later. So let me use a special ability from this character, that is demolishing many shots. Just to demonstrate, to attack everyone in range. Another thing that you can do with a party is to query the character. This has some abilities, quite a lot really, and this screen is quite final. There is just one thing or another that we will change, but if you right click the character, it will show the power, speed, and mind, that the attributes that he have. You can move your cursor here and show the health, how he get that much health. The guard, it's the blue bar, the defense here, and the armor. So with each character, it will show even the enemies. You can, and no problem with that, you can query those characters. Another thing is that you can flee whenever you want. If the combat's too hard, if you're not interested on this combat or the setting that you choose on the arena screen, you can flee. There's no problem in that. Let me show you some other features. I will just skip to a character that control his weapon, like this guy here. The spear can be thrown. I can see that he have a 3 range with that weapon, so I can move him here, and I can hit someone at a range with the spear. There are some other kinds of ranged weapons. The thrown weapons can be thrown at 3 square range, and some other weapons. Usually the ranged weapons have 5 reach. You can attack other characters at 5 range, and some other weapons like this longbow here have 7 range. Another rule here is the first strike. Let's see if I can demonstrate that really quickly. First strike. Let me demonstrate it here. My weapon is a one-handed weapon, melee, so I can attack this character with a ranged weapon without any issue. But if I try to attack someone else that have a longer weapon, he will struck me first. This is the mechanic we have in combat, that if someone have a bigger weapon than you, it will hit you back. So you cannot use ranged weapon and a melee character at this distance without being retaliated, right? Let me demonstrate. And if I hover here, I can see how much damage I will probably do to him, and the damage that he will do to me too. Like I will lose a little bit of guard, a little bit of defense, but not much. So here we go. Oh, that character have an ability that can use its shield to bash other people. Another good thing of the shield is that it works interrupting the line of sight, so this archer cannot hit this character here. One positive thing about the shield. So after some combats, this character is already at level 3. We can level him up. So, for example, we can have power 3. Oh, what's that? I cannot have the sum of these attributes higher than my level. So I can do this, but I can add another attribute here. Power will give me more weapon damage and health, in short, of course. Speed will give me more guard and guard recovery. This is kind of a health bar that will recover during combat. And ranged damage, of course. Mind will give me arcane or magic damage and magic effect. And on top of that, it will also grant me more skills that I can learn. So, kind of good to have a smart fighter. Because we have a ton, a metric ton of skills here, from magic to leadership, tactical move, offensive, weapon training, You name it, we have it. So you just click here and we can learn new things for this character. For example, the shield tree here. Skill, so I'm going to get it. Oh no, what happened? I cannot get this before I get other skills. So I have to get this one to get the others. Oh, I don't have enough mind. So remember, clever fighter have more skills. I can remove the skills with right click. Okay, let's get something for X. The hexagon are passive skills, so I don't need to click for it to activate. Those are the squares ones, are the skills that we can click, right? The red and blue things here tells me that this will require an action to perform, and the blue ones require a swift action to be performed. What are those actions? So I can, for example, dash and use one of those skills, or I can, if I have of them, two of those, I can do provoke and protect at the same round. Or I can attack, use an attack thing here, a red one, then use a blue one. Swift skills are very, very useful for do kind of double actions. Some skills, like these ones here, you will see that they will have a green border. This tells me that have enough uses. For example, those skills will have a tree under them. So I can, with enough uses, I can choose any of those skills. I want to get this skill. If I click it, it will tells me I don't have enough uses for this skill. I need to use this skill 30 times before I can upgrade it. It will be 10 times for the first one and 30 times to the second one. And I think that's all. I hope to hear from you guys soon about some feedback, and please let me know if you liked the game so far or not. This is just an alpha. The combat's quite final, but none of the other screens are. So I hope you have fun, and thanks a lot. Bye!